Hi all, welcome to Salesforce with Vinayaka. Today we are going to start a new series on external client app, and this is the first part of 7 series that I have planned. Today we are not going to see how external client app works. Instead of that, we will see why we have moved from connected app to external client apps and what is the significance of it. Because as of Spring 26, Salesforce has stopped us to create a new connected app altogether. So if you want to create a new connected app still, then you have to reach out to support for it, Salesforce support for it. So now I feel there are four major key reasons why external client app has been introduced and why we are deprecating the connected apps. So first one is metadata separations. Now, when we see the connected app XML, we will see everything in a monolithical XML package. That means we have permissions, profile information, everything in one XML. And due to this, what used to happen is in production, if an admin is changing any kind of permissions to the connected app, and at the same time if a developer is working on some changes in sandbox and they are trying to deploy, then we were always worried that if we will override the existing configurations in production, and that's why we always used to go with post deployment step approach. But in external client app now we don't have to worry about it. I will show in a minute how we have different XML files which are there, which will help us to deploy the profile permission separately and the configuration of external client app separately, so that both of them are independent now. That means if you have modified any feature or any configurations in external client app, then you can easily deploy without worrying about the permissions that will get overridden because of the deployment. The other one is security by default. Now, for example, let's say you have deployed this particular client connected app to production, then it would be by default enabled, right? Because it is already present in our Salesforce org, then it can, if you have client ID and client secret, then anyone can actually use it. But in external client app, it is by default hidden. That means like how we have our flow, we have to activate it like that. You have to give some permissions, profile informations, then only it will be activated and then it can be further used. So now, when it comes to managed package deployments, then second generation package, this is client connected app is actually supporting the 2GP second generation package. That means if you are doing any configuration customization packaging, then you can also include that inside. I mean, you can also include external client app also in this. So now there is no global leak. That means if you are not packaging it, that means external client app is specific to your org. So it is not exposed outside. So that is the overall why we are moving from connected app to external client app. And the significant part that I see as a win is being the XML files different, not being in one monolithical file. So it is not overriding by mistake. Now, obviously, connected app is not being deprecated yet, right? There are few informations that you need to know why we should go to connected app still. So, if you are using Salesforce Canvas or if you are using any notification for a mobile app, then if there is any way in dynamically, if you're assigning any permissions to your connected app via Apex, then still external client app don't support this. And it is not recommended using username and password, but if your connected app is still using that way of authenticating, then external client app by default it won't allow you to use username and password. So if you're using any of these four, then probably you may need to still stick with connected app, and username and password we should really relook into it, and then we should move as soon as possible based on the use cases. So now let's see. This is a one external client app that I have built, and this is just a simple one. We will go over in very minute details later in the series. But what I want to show is this particular VS Code, where if you see each of the external client app, I mean the one external client app comes with four different files, and one is talking about what is your email ID, the basic code is a label, those things. The other metadata XML is talking about what is your consumer key and what is the API name of that particular client app, right? And then The other one is talking about what is your OAuth feature that you have actually enabled, and what is your refresh token that you have. So I have given the validity for 365 days, then it will show up in this particular one. So if you want to make any changes on this, if you want to enforce any policies on this, then you can simply deploy this particular XML without actually causing any issues on other XMLs. And then you can see the scope here. So if you want to enable any scope for a particular external client app, then you can simply include that. This is a full access scope and this is the API user scope. Let me show you the UI. So you can see I have given two scopes. That's why it is coming to scope. If I remove or add, then it will start reflecting accordingly. Let's look at the connected app, right? So if I take one connected app, then you can see everything is under one XML. Then that means I can't change the scope. If I have changed the scope, then I can't deploy it. I have to be very cautious that if something gets overridden in production or the higher sandboxes, right? This is the major difference between external client app and connected app. I hope you like this particular demo, and let's see the next phases of this series where I will be deep diving into each and every OAuth setting. That means with respect to the client credentials and credential flows, we will go over all this flow enablement.